Hello, everybody. My name is Henry. My topic, and I've been trying to stay away from it, but it's freaking taxes. You know, I don't mind paying taxes. You got to do road work. You got to do bridges. I get it. Someone's got to pay for it. But my frustration is the people that are not responsible with the money that I am forced to give you. Right? I'm forced to give you. You pass a law. Here's what I got to pay. And then I got to see what you spend it on. But yet I don't seem to have a voice in it. But I should have a voice in it. We all should have a voice in it. And we should all be frustrated that the lawmakers that are involved in taking our tax money, whether it's city, state, or federal, regardless, right, should be responsible what you spend it on, right? No bridges to nowhere, no roads that don't do anything, no buildings that don't gain nothing, that don't help the public out. If you spend public money on things, it has to be for the whole public. It can't be one small group, one little tiny place. It's got to be everybody that lives there, in that town, that city, and even in the federal government, right? And that money has to be spent wisely. I don't like how the news media and people in place that take the money, want to threaten us with the IRS is going to beat you up over taxes. We all should pay our taxes. We all should pay our fair share. I think the taxes, I did it this year. I always do it myself. I think they suck. It's too complicated for the average person. The average person should not have to go sit down with another person, look at their private finances. To me, it's like your medical, right? That should be private. And sit there and try to evaluate how much you should get back or how much you didn't pay. And then fine you because you made a mistake and you owe them money. Wow, really? Come on. You've already taken X amount of money anyways, and now you want to take more money and you want to threaten me and you want to make me feel like... You don't have to do that with money. Every person that is in the U.S., I'll use the U.S. as an example, should pay their fair share of taxes. Everybody, businesses. And you shouldn't have the ability to say, well, you don't have to pay taxes because you're this or you're that or you're nonprofit. I'm sorry, but taxes should be paid by everybody no matter what, right? And I think if we had a 10% across the board, and if 5% solid went to state, 5% went solid to federal, and you were responsible in spending it, first priority would be defense. Second priority would be the safety of the United States. Third priority is to stay out of everybody else's business with my money and use it correctly. I know if I was president, how taxes would be done would be much different. It'd be easy. It'd be 10%, 5 here, 5 there. City and state, you figure it out. You split that 2.5. Government, you take your 5%. You fix the roads. You fix the bridges. You take care of the infrastructure, right? And you do it correctly. I can't believe I got to go to one state to get a better tax break and go to another state and they either got a worse tax break. And some of the states that have worse taxes are the ones that have the least amount of money coming in. So you're going to take the people that already don't have the income or low income or medium income, and you're going to tax them more to help offset the reason why your people left. Why don't you figure out why your people left and fix it, right? Fix the crime, fix the money, fix the spending, and fix the taxes that are coming in. I put it upon all you responsible people. You put it upon me. You give me a credit score. You hold me accountable. You tell me if I don't do this and do that, I can't have this or that. But yet, you don't do it with the money that you get from taxes. Anyways, I'm not the greatest, smartest man in the world, but I sure handle my economics very well in my household. I know I do my household money very well. I'm very smart how I spend my money. And I have a lot, and if you look at it, I have built my own little utopia because I know how to spend my money. How come you don't know how to spend the money and each state and each city has their own little utopia going on, and I don't see potholes and roads falling apart, bridges having issues, buildings that are decayed and abandoned and left. I mean, I go on and on. I see this stuff. I've posted a lot of stuff on my Facebook. So my pitch to you educated college degree type people that are in position and power, why is a guy that's a high school dropout is financially better and stable and smarter about this and sits back and goes, what's going on here? Hey, why is this happening? You go out of these big colleges, and I ain't going to mention any other names, you get these big degrees, you got them up on a wall. Yet the decision making you're making with money is pitiful. Downright pitiful. It's not even making it up. It's factual. I live in it. We live around it. The city and the state we're in and go travel through and see. People see it all the time. Once you figure out how you're spending that, are you spending it wisely? Do you need that frickin' $300 million project to nowhere? I'm just going to say project to nowhere. Is that right? Or some kind of research or science stuff? And, do I give this money? Does it help the all? Or does it help them just the small? You have to help all, not the small. You have to help the people that are paying the taxes, right? And make it robust and spend it wisely. And not projects to nowhere that only have a small group of intended people because they figured out how to grab your ear and how to spend the money right. You should really be looking at the big flick. Does it prosper the city or the town or the state? And does it keep the people there from moving out? Does it keep the crime rate out and the thugs out? Does it keep everybody safe? Does it keep the roads and everything function? Some states you got snow removal, you got roads clearing, you got a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of money. But is it being handled correctly? Do I drive in the state and want to know I want to live there? Or do I want to stay there? And how do you fix that? And how do you get your community involved to be happy about doing it? I know I can do it. I know I try to do anywhere I go. I try to do that and make it better and make it smarter and I make it more efficient. I know I can do it. I don't always get everybody on board that want to help me do it, but I know I can do it. Why isn't the educated people that we have in charge or in power making things better and fixing it? Why are we spending money that goes nowhere for nobody? Why is that? You really need to take a look at your expenditure and say, hey, is this smart? Does this, if I got 10,000 people in my city, does this help the 10,000 or is it only helping 200? It always should be all of them, not just a small portion. In my opinion, if you're not helping over 50%, then that project doesn't need to exist. Just because somebody is smarter and knows how to talk and can be that snake salesman and get you to believe that you got to spend the money on that project doesn't mean it's good for all. It should be good for all, not just a small group. And I'd task you, smart, educated people, from a high school dropout with a 6th grade education that's talking on YouTube or TikTok or wherever I'm going to put this, that you need to be outsmarting me. If not, let me come see how you're living and I can tell you if you're doing it right. You should never be living above the people. You should be helping the people, and it should be for all the people. That's my opinion. That's Henry's Coffee Shop Talk today is about taxes. We don't spend it right. We sure pay a whole damn lot. We sure got to go through all the crazy process of filing it, which is painful as all get out. The people that work at IRS are only doing their job, but I don't think the people that are getting the money are doing it correctly and spending it right. To see the deficit going up and up and up. I know I can look up the city deficit. I know I can go to Time Clock USA and I can look at and see everything that's going on in U.S. where money's going state by state and unemployment. There's a way to fix things. There's a smart way to spend it. Question is, are you really doing it? Are you asking people around you if this is a smart way of doing it? And again, does it only help a small group or does it help at all? If you're not helping at all, you're not actually helping the small. Because the small will eventually fail too, because you've got to help the all to believe in the small. If you just help the small and the all will not help the small, they'll actually turn their back on it and they'll make it fail. It's true. It goes back to the human, what's in it for me, with them. I've talked about it before on my other coffee shops. And I know it. I proved it. I've seen it. I've been on many, many submarines with humans, and I've worked around thousands of different people, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. You got to help them all. If you don't, just that small will fail because everybody will turn their back on it. In fact, just recently, currently where I'm work, I've seen some of it in some other way or form. Could be a different coffee shop talks about pay. Our country's dealing with that. That's why we're having an issue right now in the U.S. We gave big pay raises to some, not all. We did the small. Because we did the small, they all are shutting down, and they're the ones bringing in the income and working hard. They all said, screw you, F you. Right? And the small are getting rewarded, but that's only a small portion, and it won't last long. And now other trades that are actually educated and needed are charging more money, which is going to affect the small again. Because now I need a plumber, I need an electrician, I need a mechanic. They're going to be paid more because you paid the small more, right? Now the small needs a repair on a car, and because the mechanic got paid more, because there's always going to be a cost offset. So, and then when you don't spend taxes right, you get inflation. And then inflation is due to all kinds of stuff when it comes to minimum wage and wage increase. And then it affects the consumer. It all comes back. The small will not win. You can't make the small win. You can create jobs where the small can move into the all, and then the all help the small. But if you try to do it backwards, you're going to lose. It's a failing process. We're seeing it now. We're seeing it in the U.S. right now. Anyways, don't like taxes. That's my pitch about pay, taxes, and anything else. Again, if you help the small group and you don't help the all, it will fail. Got to help the all in order to help the small. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. Saying it way too many times in my 60 years. At least my awareness on the planet, I'd say I became aware about money and economics and costs when I was 20. So I'll say at least 40 years. All right, Henry, the man is out. That was my coffee shop. I want everybody to have a great day. I've talked too long, and I'll let you go. Henry out.